Hey viewers, this is Tuesday on the Pagan Perspective. I'm Kara, and I'm here with your topic for week 26, which is about how we as pagans relate to Abrahamic religions. I'm going to cover sort of a lot of stuff, so let's go. This question comes from Camelot777, who wrote, "What do pagans think of monotheistic religious groups such as Jews, Christians, and Muslims? Do you believe that their theologies are hurtful or helpful in any way, or that there are any bits of truth in their beliefs?" Annika, actually, when she wrote down this topic for the rest of us on the Pagan Perspective to know what the topic was, she expanded some ideas of other things that we could talk about. So her expansions are: how do we relate to people of Abrahamic religions? What do we tell them about our religions? How do we get along with them? Any tips for talking to people of other religions, how to deal with someone who's trying to convert you, and were we previously Christian? So first, I'm going to address Camelot777's question, which is, what do we think of those religious groups, and what do we think of their theologies, and is there any truth in their beliefs? I'm also going to answer Annika's last expansion, which is, were we previously Christian, because that goes along with it, and you guys know by now that I was raised Roman Catholic. And having been raised Roman Catholic, I grew up believing a lot of the things, because it was what I was told. It was how the world was explained to me. And it's like when you're a little kid and you say, "What is thunder?" and your family explains it to you in whatever way they did, which in my family it's God and Grandpa in the sky bowling, and that's what thunder was. And so a lot of my religious beliefs were just the things that people told me to define my existence. And so I had to believe those things because it was the only explanation. And as I grew up, I realized some of those things didn't make sense for my personal belief anymore, but I definitely do think that there is truth in those beliefs. I don't ever think that any person's belief is just completely wrong. I might disagree with them and say, well, I see it this way and I see it a different way. I will never say my way is better, first of all, because I know for a fact that a lot of people out there just do not agree with anything I believe in, and that's fine. And there are a lot of people out there that I talk to that I just don't agree with their theology, and that's fine. And we just have to know that there is no right way. Pretty much almost every religion tells people this is the only way, and that's not true, and I don't believe that. But I also don't believe that any of them are wrong. I do understand how the Christians' beliefs came about. I understand where they're coming from. Yeah, I believe there's truth in them. I think they make sense. I don't agree with them, but I will listen to people's beliefs and say, yeah, I see why people can believe that. I understand why that explains something about the world to you. Yes, I do believe that their theologies are helpful to them for understanding the universe, and I do believe there is truth in their beliefs because they believe it for a reason. If it was completely just garbage, no one would believe it. There has to be something about it believable for so many people to believe it. What do I think of them? I don't know. They're not for me. I don't know a lot about Judaism except what my friends have told me. And that kind of goes into the next question with, what do we tell people of other religions? The only thing that I know about Judaism is what my friends who follow that tell me. The small little things that you tell other people about your religion so that they understand it and they accept it and they kind of know what's going on. But I haven't done any real research into depth with it, so I don't know much about it. But I don't know any Muslims, so I don't have conversations with them, and I haven't done any research into it. I won't lie, I'm uneducated about those kind of things. I know a lot about Christianity because I was raised Catholic, and there are a lot of Christians, and I talk to them a lot. This sort of moves into the next question now. How do we relate to people of Abrahamic religions, and what do we tell them? As my friend Katie said, it's not a conversation where you walk up to someone of a different religion than you and you say, "Hi, my name is, let's talk about how we're different." You don't do that. So basically, and it's normally Christians, because I know more Christians than anything else, if a Christian asks me, "So you're pagan?" or "So you're Wiccan?" what does that mean? And fortunately, a friend who lives on my floor is Christian and is very serious about his religion, and the way he brought it up to me was, So, you're pagan. Tell me what that means to you, because it means a very bad thing to me, and I want to know what it means to you so I understand you better. That was the best way anyone could have brought that up to me, because he had his prejudices about it. He had his viewpoints already from what he had been taught, but he knew me to be a good person already. And the things that I always tell people about Wicca and paganism are, first of all, we are a nature-revering religion. I believe in a god and a goddess, but I believe in them as being dual representations of the one, or what a Christian might call the Holy Spirit, and I normally do make that association because I was Catholic, and I know it's easier for them to relate that way, sort of. I follow a solar calendar, so it's about the changing of the seasons and how we relate to nature as human beings, and where the life cycle of the god and goddess follows the planet. Plants and animals and things like that are sacred, and I believe in karma and the law of three, and I don't harm other people against their free will. Depending on the person, I will say I do spellcraft, but I don't do anything to go against a person's free will. So those are the things that I always tell people, because I think those are the things that they need to know. Oh, and then if they bring something up like Satan worship, I outright say we do not worship Satan, they don't believe in a devil, stuff like that. I only tell people enough so that they know not to be afraid of me, and so that they kind of know sort of what I believe. But I don't go into depth, because unless they want to. But when I just meet someone, I just give them the basic things of what I believe so that they feel more comfortable with it and sort of know where I'm coming from. As for how do I get along with people of Abrahamic religions, I personally tend to get along great with them, because I'm not the kind of person to start a debate about things, unless they know that it's all in good fun and friendship, and then we can do that from an educated point of view. Otherwise, that doesn't tend to happen. I'm not the kind of person who says you're wrong and then starts preaching at people. So I tend to get along very well with people of other religions because I like to learn about them and I don't just shoot them down. So as for tips of talking to people of other religions, be open-minded. You want people to be open-minded with your religion. You want people to see how your beliefs could be true. And you have to do the same for them. Otherwise, it's just pointless and it's not fair. Who are you to say that something that this person believes isn't right? I mean, I grew up as a Catholic thinking that was it, and through my own mind and development, I realized what my real beliefs were. You never know. This person could eventually come to see that your beliefs make more sense to them, or a complete other religion's beliefs make more sense to them. They might decide to become Buddhist or Taoist. I don't even know. You have no idea. Or they could very well remain in their religious path for the rest of their lives and always think that that's the right way for them, and that's fine. I think as long as you believe in something and you keep a positive attitude, you're fine. And as long as you don't condemn other people, as long as you don't tell people they're wrong, I think you're fine. Really. And that's the biggest tip I have, is be open-minded to them because you want that for you. That's the golden rule of Christianity, I just realized. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It's completely the same for everyone. It's just a rule as a human being. Just do it. It's nice. Annika's last expansion question, really quick before I go because it's probably kind of long. How to deal with someone who's trying to convert you. Personally, whenever this happens to me, it's hard sometimes not to say anything because you realize that they're so close-minded, but really the only thing that makes sense to do is just don't fight with them. Thank them for whatever blessings and prayers they are offering you. If they say, I'm going to pray for your soul, you know what? You might be a little bit offended because you don't need them to pray for your soul because you know you're right, but you know what? Someone's praying for you. Someone's sending you blessings. I don't care what religion you're from. If you are sending me blessings for my well-being, I will take it. So that is the biggest tip I have with that. Just be calm. Don't start slamming your theologies down their throat. Just say thank you. Tell them that you are very steadfast in your beliefs. You have different beliefs. And it's not going to change. I actually thought I wasn't going to have a lot to say about this, but once I thought about it, it's a big, big part of my life because I'm constantly talking to people of, especially Christianity, about this. And it's an important thing to know how to relate to people of other religions. And so I hope that helped you a little bit. I'm sure a lot of you probably already do the exact same thing because it just seems logical. But if you hadn't thought of any of the things I said, try it out next time and you'll see. Thank you so very much for watching, and thank you Camelot777 for this week's question. See you next week.